Today we move from Alice in Wonderland to the Wizard of Id, taken appropriately from the Dominion Post. And you see the town crier saying 6 o'clock and time for lies, distortions and half-truths. And the bystander says, what happened to the news? And the town crier says, this is the news. For once a newspaper is right, but it's not in the news columns. Fair-minded New Zealanders are outraged and appalled at the concerted effort by the mainstream media to usurp the democratic process. The media certainly have a part to play in informing the public, but seldom has the fourth estate sunk to such depths as it has in the past few weeks. We've seen the least accountable group in society, the media, taking upon itself the combined roles of police, judge, jury, parliament, as well as that of the electorate. Now, Chris Trotter has put his finger on the heart of the matter, and he is not a New Zealand First supporter. Take your Valium. And I quote, their purpose is not to see him punished for past wrongs. The time for prosecuting any such breaches of the Electoral Act has long since expired. No, what Mr. Peters' enemies want to make sure of in the here and now is that no one steps forward to fund his 2008 campaign. They want to drive him and his party out of Parliament. That's the real story about Winston Peters and New Zealand First, unquotes. In other words, the hidden purpose of the onslaught on New Zealand First is to undermine our democracy. They are trying to put us away in the vain hope that a certain political party can govern on its own after the election. A certain political party with a hidden agenda that keeps popping up out of the shadows. A certain political party that hides behind a yellow coat when it comes to question time. The sheer effrontery and hypocrisy of my accusers is breathtaking. We all know that in this House, on display over the past 24 years, have been some of the best political parties that big business can buy. Remember 1996, when that got nearly $3 million through a secret trust. $3 million, and look what they've ended up with. It was no bargain. They could have done better down at the warehouse or at a $2 shop. I want to make something clear about the news that's been published about Bob Jones. Only one account of about a dozen published or broadcast was the truth of this matter. New Zealand Herald, 29th of July, 5 days later, of course, from Professor Malcolm Wright, the only independent witness in the room. The facts are, and he confirmed them, I was not in the room at the time. 2, I was angry upon my return when I found this matter had been raised. 3, I was not present when any cheque was written. 4, advice to me confirms that any donation intended for New Zealand First from any source reaching New Zealand First in compliance with electoral law of the time. That's the facts, not the spurious nonsense I'm putting up with from certain journalists in this country who won't even share the so-called devastating information with one other colleague. Kitchen won't even provide the cheque. Audrey Young won't even give the emails over. No, she expects us to believe her. I gave her a chance to look at our books. She wouldn't take me on, and nor would her editor, because she would have to resign when it was over. Chris Trotter confirmed something we've been told earlier from different sources, all of them very reliable, in 2 cases right from the horse's mouth, that we in New Zealand First were going to be taken out of this election, that big money is being offered for any dirt on Winston Peters. The facts do not matter in this smear campaign of innuendo. It will keep going until the election. They want us gone because we oppose foreign ownership. They want us gone because we don't want the lifeblood of New Zealand being sucked dry by leeches overseas. They want us gone because we want the elderly to have a pension they can live on. It's true, just as the words from the Wizard of Id are true. At 6 o'clock, it's time for the lies, the distortions and half-truths, except that in the land of the long white cloud, they go around the clock.